asked Rabbit. I was thinking about something bigger, said Wolf. Sorry, you've got stuck. An elephant, cried Rabbit. How about something medium-sized, said Wolf quickly. I know. What about you? Asked Rabbit. Now that's a good idea, said Wolf. So, but where and does the story happen, said Rabbit. Use your imagination, said Wolf. That's a tricky one, said Rabbit. What do you think? I was thinking of somewhere tree-y, said Wolf. Oh, what about a forest? Squeaked Rabbit. Now that's a good idea, said Wolf. Rabbit felt very proud. We've got a baddie, a hero, and a forest, he said. Is the story going to start soon? Oh, yes, said Wolf, grinning. The story starts right now. And you see with this one, you can just practice the pause and bring forward the children's knowledge. What do they know? What do they think they know? What would they expect to happen? What does the wolf think the story's about? Really? I don't like the story at all, cried Rabbit. As he was being chased. Really? Snarled Wolf. Well, don't worry. We're nearly at the end. I don't think so, said Rabbit, suddenly stopping. I'm the hero after all, and I'm going to use my imagination. And so, and we have the anticipation, how could Rabbit change the story so that Wolf doesn't get his own way? So you see where we've got to? We've got to create. Yeah? So we've evaluated what's going on, and Rabbit used his imagination. This isn't a good idea at all, said Wolf. Really? Grinned Rabbit. Well, don't worry. We're nearly at the end. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift up and blast off. Wolf disappeared up into outer space. Rabbit had used his imagination. So, there we are. So, if I can just summarize, we're going to find time and space to give children a real understanding of non-fiction texts, how they're structured, and we're going to bring them to life by linking them to other areas of interest, what they already know. We're going to use our storybooks and look for what I call the hook in the book. Where is that next part of their development that I can push on from there? Right. So, what we want then is to take ourselves back now into our nursery setting and our space. Okay? Because we're going to think about print in our environment, the use of print to give information, to provide the children with an understanding of what they see around them. So my suggestion to you is that you take everything that we've been looking at and thinking about, go back to your setting and take a little walkabout, looking at the print in your environment and thinking about 3 or 4 things. What's the purpose of the signs, the notices, etc.? What use is made of it? Has it become wallpaper? Is it active or inactive? Is it aimed at the children? Does it interact, or do they interact with it? Or is it simply for parents, carers and staff? Have a look. And then, if it is aimed at the children, is it within their line of vision? Think about, is it past its sell-by date? And look at the condition of the print in your environment. Okay? So, in terms of ABC Beyond, we're going to point out print. So, think of those areas. Now, you take your look at the print and then get a time where you can take the children for that walkabout, talk about. Where do they see print in their environment? What do they think it's there for? Could they recognise if a tray is labelled, why it's labelled? Would there be anything that they would like to have to help them to contribute to the print? Now, throughout my storytelling and so on, I have tried to take the opportunities to record their thoughts and their feelings so that I can bring those thoughts and feelings back to them. I've looked at recording the things that are repeated. Oh no, George, you remember? What will George do? So again, I'm bringing that print and that print experience to them. I'm going to now think about ways in which we can look at their environment and develop young authors. So, with your camera and the children, you can create little caption books. And these caption books can capture the nursery day, the nursery garden. They can capture things like signs around us when we're going on walks. They can capture people who help us within our setting and within the wider community, right? So you can then create your own little caption books giving information, and you can share those with parents, carers and others who are interested. In terms of non-fiction writing, think about the opportunity with Oh No, George. You can model and be the responsive partner in creating a letter or a card that says, sorry, Harris, I ate the cake, I chased the cat, I ruined the plant, I'm very sorry. So what I'd like you now to start thinking about are your opportunities to link the activities that are a part of your story and your books to actual generating of text with the children. So cards, letters. When we had a Freddie who'd lost his teddy, or it was Eddie who'd lost his teddy, whose name was Freddie, a lost and found poster. Could you create that with the children, modelling what information would be needed in order to find the teddy whose name was Freddie. Okay? And then, there are other just natural opportunities. If you are planting seeds, can we create a little visual record of what we had to do? Now we are just bringing the whole experience together in terms of ABC and Beyond. So we have looked at story, character, setting, problem, action, resolution. We've looked at increasing vocabulary, sparkle words. We've looked at the retelling of stories in the children's own words. We've looked at any kind of phonological awareness that they require, hearing same and different in terms of rhyme, syllables, clapping, tapping. We've looked at individual phonemes, letters and sound correspondence. And now today we really are thinking about building on from there to critical thinking and pointing out print. So as we come to the end of this, I just want to talk to you then about how to bring that writing forward in your practice. And again, I've carefully chosen a book that will help. So, here we are. If I take us back to what I was saying at the beginning of this session, we've been looking at finding and using information, listening and watching to interesting information, and using that to make choices or learn new things. We have been understanding, analysing and evaluating to help me understand stories and other texts. I ask questions and link what I'm learning with what I already know. And now we're going to look at creating texts. Within real and imaginary situations, I share experiences and feelings, ideas and information in a way that communicates my message. I have to ask a question. If I was on a farm and I was talking to the animals and they were answering me, what language does a cow use? Can anyone tell me, what does a cow say? Mm-hmm. You're quite right. Moo. And if I was talking to the hens, what language do the hens use? What do hens say? Cluck, cluck, excellent, cluck. And what about ducks? If I had a bit of a conversation with a duck, what would the duck say? Quack, 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 quack. And we can go through horses and goats and all this. This story is about some cows who have got together and decided at a cows meeting that they need some things from the farmer. Farmer Brown has the farm, but the cows have a problem. I'm going to tell you all about it. It's called Click Clack Moo. Cows that type. Farmer Brown has a problem. His cows like to type. All day long he hears click clack moo, click clack moo, clickety clack moo. so you can follow when we're reading it. This is where I start, and I'm going to move here, and then I'm going to start the new line, and the last line. So are we ready? Let's be the cows. Click, clack, moo. Click, clack, moo. Clickety, clack, moo. Yes, the cows have got hold of a typewriter and they're typing notes to Farmer Brown. Then, one day, he couldn't believe his eyes. They'd sent him a note. Dear Farmer Brown, the barn is very cold at night. We'd like some electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. I think I've got the note here. I do. Here it is. Do you see? Dear Farmer Brown, the barn is very cold at night. We'd like some electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. Oh my goodness, I have to pop this up. I wonder what Farmer Brown's going to do about that. Electric blankets for cows? It was bad enough. The cows had found the old typewriter in the barn, but now they wanted electric blankets. No way, said Farmer Brown. No electric blankets. So the cows went on strike. They left a note on the barn door. Sorry, we're closed. No milk today. Another note. No milk today? Cried Farmer Brown. In the background he heard the cows busy at work. Click-clack, moo. Click-clack, moo. Clickety-clack, moo. The next day he got another note. Dear Farmer Brown, the hens are cold too. They'd like electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. Now you can imagine having such fun, bringing the notes in day by day and starting a correspondence with Farmer Brown. The cows were growing impatient with the farmer. They left a new note on the barn door. Closed, no milk, no eggs. No eggs, cried Farmer Brown in the background. He heard them click-clack, moo, click-clack, moo, clickety-clack, moo. Oh. Cows that type, hens that strike. Who ever heard of such a thing? How can I run a farm with no milk and no eggs? Farmer Brown was furious. Farmer Brown got out his own typewriter. Dear cows and hens, there will be no electric blankets. You are cows and hens. I demand milk and eggs. Sincerely, Farmer Brown. Duck was a neutral party, so he brought the ultimatum to the cows. The cows held an emergency meeting. All the animals gathered around the barn to snoop, but none of them could understand moo. All night long, Farmer Brown waited for an answer. Duck knocked on the door early. The next morning, he handed Farmer Brown a note. Dear Farmer Brown, we will exchange our typewriter for electric blankets. Leave them outside the barn door and we will send Duck over with the typewriter. Sincerely, the cows. Farmer Brown decided this was a good deal. He left the blankets and next to the barn door and waited for Duck to come with the typewriter. The next morning he got a note. "If I'm around, the pond is quite boring. We'd like a diving board. Sincerely, the ducks. Click-clack, quack. Click-clack, quack. Click-clack, quack." Now, I hope I've inspired you to see the opportunities of that kind of situation, where you have the magical break-ins, the notes left, the opportunity to say to the children, "You wouldn't ask for electric blankets like the cows. Think about our nursery. What would you be asking for? And who could we ask?" I'll leave it with you. And I'll just say to you, use your imagination. I hope you have taken a great deal from your 3 sessions, and you're ready then to go and inspire that literacy development.